Well, now I'm not going to play.
You gotta hit that record to be silent.
Welcome to Underground Sports Talk. I'm Alex,
I'm Jordan.
And I'm Zach.
and we are here, and we are going to be talking about the ever-changing coaching carousel. More specifically, starting off with the Jonathan Gannon hire for the Green Bay Packers' newest
Yes,
defensive
sir.
coordinator. Who's excited? Who's pumped? So Zach has some history with Jonathan Gannon, so he
Yeah.
can give us some insight.
Yeah,
is
what are we
perfect.
getting? What are we getting?
What are we getting, man?
You'll get a guy who will never see heaven for what he did to the 22 Eagles defense.
Well,
Just spent the last 2 weeks before the Super Bowl absolutely slacking off, not game planning, interviewing with the Cardinals, and then laid an egg on the biggest stage. He gave up 38 points to the Chiefs. And to be honest, the defense was pretty good throughout the rest of the year. He's from the Vic Fangio philosophy tree, if you will, where it's kind of a bend, don't break type of defense. With that, you're going to look really good against bad quarterbacks. You're going to look bad against good quarterbacks. And that's like the best thing I can say about him.
Well, thanks, man.
hey, just remember, all Eagles fans hate every coach they've ever had. So it's
It's
just
not true. Vic Fangio, you could do no wrong in my eyes.
one coach. Anyway,
hey, Jonathan Gannon. What I thought of, honestly, what I'm thinking when I see that we hired him is just that super awkward, awful introduction to the Cardinals, who lost a ton of games. I thought I had it wrote down here, but within the 3 years of him coaching, he had one of the worst winning percentages.
I think the worst with a guy
Yeah.
that's been at a place for at least 3 years, the worst winning percentage.
it is indeed. It was it's great.
But that ain't what we hired him for. We ain't hiring him to run a whole team. We hired him to run a defense. So we've talked about that awkward introduction. You got the fire in your gut. Who took the bus? It was as quiet as it is right now.
Probably one of the pregame speeches of all time.
Yeah, and it was on Hard Knocks or whatever. But the other thing is he met all the players. I know you talked about this last time we were talking about Mr. Gannon, and he looked like Pee Wee Herman. He's dressed like Pee Wee Herman. If you go back and look at it, and then he's just so awkward, scaring all the players. Kyler Murray looked like it was his weird Uncle Touchy, and he's just trying to get away from him.
Big Murr energy.
Yeah. Yeah, I seen this thing. It was like, now go be defensive coordinator for the Packers. Then all the other guys just laughing.
I'll give
about
up 38 points to the Chiefs.
Hey, but I found some other quotes from Jonathan Gannon that I like here. So we're talking NFC Championship game against the 49ers in 2022, 2023. He drives by a bunch of fans, rolls down his window, and says, "We're gonna fucking gut these guys." And he's so psyched. He's got this look in his eye. It's like it's like, man, I believe this guy. I don't know if he means literal or if he's talking about in the game. So
I'm trying to think what game that was before. I remember that.
From what I seen, it was before the 23 NFC Championship game against the 49ers.
Well, he was right. If their plan was to knock out the quarterback, that's smart. If he knew something, what did he know?
Exactly. Held them to 7 points. The offense went off too, though. But then another thing is where he just got fined this past season for punching DeMarcado for fumbling the ball right before he crosses the goal line, pretty much just on purpose. Not on purpose, but like he threw it back, not being aware that he's crossing the goal line. Then,
I didn't know he was throwing it back on the sideline.
No. Hey, there's a lot of weird stuff that goes on in the Jonathan Gannon coach team, but yeah.
He was real as hell for beating that dude's ass. I applaud that. I wish that would happen more. Player Who's that guy in the fucking Rams that muffed 2 punts? I would have beat his ass if I was a coach on the sideline. I could not coach a team because of that.
That's what I was thinking too. Like I support that kind of stuff. And honestly, after seeing some of his recent his other quotes and moments other than the awkward introduction, it makes that awkward introduction almost scary now. It's like, dude, this guy's got some type of psychopathic tendencies going on here. But as for a defensive coordinator, I like it.
Quiet anger is scary. I'd rather have like Joe Pesci on the sideline just yelling at my players.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. The one thing that, looking back the 2 years that he was a defensive coordinator for the Eagles, you guys were, I think it was 2nd and 8th in total defense, and led the were number 1 against the pass. So the thing I like about his defense though is the way he disguises his coverage. So a lot of movement before the snap, and I think that's the biggest thing that I've taken away from looking back at, because I do watch some football, only Arizona Cardinals.
Back at it.
So,
but yeah, I think the biggest thing that's going to help him is whether or not Micah is fully healthy for week 1 and how quickly he can come back from rehabbing that Achilles or ACL.
Yeah. I mean, that's going to make anybody look good.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and in those 2 years where he was coordinator for the Eagles, they ended up with 99 sacks.
Yeah, that team was nuts with sacks. But so you got to take some of those stats with a grain of salt with the Eagles. They somehow got super lucky as far as the quarterbacks that they were playing. I don't think they had to play many good ones. And again, that makes his defense look so good because his defense is designed to just give you the easy stuff. And mature, good quarterbacks like your Staffords, your Mahomes at this point in his career, even Allen right now, they'll just take what the defense gives you. His defense kind of feasts off bad quarterbacks making bad decisions and then able to get home with 4 guys is huge. And that year the Eagles had Hassan Reddick, Fletcher Cox, Josh Sweat. It was just one of the best years as a pass rush in Eagles history because of partially that. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what he's like now back as a defensive coordinator, where he can just focus on the defense. We talked about that a little bit earlier with the offensive-minded guys, kind of going back the other way. It never hurts to have a guy with head coaching experience in your coaching staff. So if nothing else, I grant you guys that.
Yeah. Well, I like what you said about, kind of exposing the bad quarterbacks. So I think that's awesome. I've been waiting for Caleb Williams to get exposed. So
I was going to say you got 2 of them in your division, but not that one.
Yeah. Well, we got a few. So, hey, we're going to have to
read our love.
What?
Free if you count love.
All right. Well, the show's over. That's it.
Oh crap! No, it's not. No, yeah, but honestly, when Jonathan Gannon's he's gonna get his whole coaching staff pretty much wherever he wants. It seems like because Hafley's taking everybody with him. Took the linebacker, DB coach, and even the strength and conditioning coach. But I don't really care about that because maybe we'll get less old torn MCLs and stuff. I don't even know if he has anything to do with that, but
I think one thing people don't realize is I feel like with Hafley there, we had 2 good leaders, and sometimes when a team has 2 good leaders, even if they're not going against each other or anything like that, people pick sides and stuff. So it's hard for the head coach to lead the team. And I feel like we had some, a lot of our problems came down to that. Why are you laughing?
So let's bring in a bad leader so they don't have the option.
Exactly. Yeah, they're not. I don't think that people are going to be.
Point earlier. I get it. I got your point. All right.
Yeah. That's perfect. So it's probably Super Bowl. That's it. That's all I expect from this move.
Oh, Gannon's got something special for you in the Super Bowl if you get there.
Yeah. He's gonna be gutting guys. So with that being said, this is Underground Sports Talk.
Mercifully coming to an end.
Yes.
Go Pack, go.
Go Pack, go.
Go Birds.
No.